You can't see my little helper beside me, but she wants to sit in her own chair. So yeah, I kind of feel like I need to adjust the camera so they can see you too. There she is, hanging out right beside me, looking serious. Hi, and welcome to today's video. I'm Allysia, and today I thought I would sit down and chat with you about my child is sitting right beside me here, so if I keep glancing over, that's why. I wanted to tell you all about Jane's 18-month update. I like doing these intermittent update videos. I can't remember which ones I've already done, but I know I did a 15-month one. I think we did an update around like a year, I want to say, but I can't remember. So anyway, just like a random intermittent childhood update. We just actually had her doctor's appointments and shots and everything like that. So you want to go get your purse? Okay, go do that. But yeah, very excited that she's still following the curve. She's doing great with all of her measurements. She is like 50th percentile pretty much all the way through. We just bought her a purse, by the way. And she's very excited about it. Okay, I'm giving you a boost. So with these videos, I kind of like to, well, I really like to watch other people's. So that's the main reason that I'm creating my own. I like to give you guys a sense of what it's like to have an 18-month-old. And for those of you who are also in the trenches and you have your own small toddlers, it's just kind of nice to know what's happening with development and stuff like that with other people's kids. So the first and foremost thing, like I said, her weight and everything like that is really good. Which when you go 6 months without getting any information you don't take them in between 12 months and 18 months. So that's a long stretch of time to go without knowing like how they're doing. And especially, you know, with toddlers, they're a little bit fickle with food. And Jane's a pretty good eater, but she has her days where she won't touch what we give her. And we're pretty we feel pretty strongly about not making like second meals. So if sometimes she rejects supper, maybe we'll just I don't know, give her a little bit of an extra snack or something like that to make up for it. Seems to be going well so far. She eats a lot of foods. Yeah, what are you talking about? Yeah, do you want to come up and see? Yeah, so, oh yes, we've just started recently putting her mullet into a little ponytail. She looks like a little samurai. She still doesn't have a lot of hair in the front, so she's still kind of a bald baby, but she's getting a lot of growth in the back, so we just started putting her mullet in ponytails, and it's really, really cute. Another thing that they ask about a lot at the 18-month checkup is stuff like language development. Now, Michael and I recently did an inventory of the words that Jane was saying, and we got to about 20 words, which apparently is like average according to our doctor, so we feel pretty good about that. A lot of her words are probably not understandable to most people though. I'm trying to think of an example. You do a pretty good uh-oh, but like when she does kitty cat, she just goes, ah! Like a really high pitched noise. Like that, exactly. So someone who isn't me or my husband wouldn't necessarily know that's kitty cat. But she says she says night night, and she says bye, don't touch that. No, leave it. Sorry about that brief intermission while she tried to take down the tripod. Yes, but language development, a lot of her words aren't really that understandable. There we go. There's a lot that you're not seeing off camera with my husband and Jane, I'm almost sorry to say. But yeah, her language isn't as developed as other kids that I've known her age. I feel like maybe she's on the lower end of average. But one thing I've always noticed with her particularly is she puts a lot of effort into physical development. So she's been walking for quite a while. She runs, she cruises, she's got pretty good balance. She's really fixated on developing those skills, and I think that's kind of the trade-off. So she understands a lot though, which is a really cool place to be. Like most instructions we give her, she gets it and will either do what we're asking or willfully ignore us, because that's what a toddler does. And that's a good segue to talk about tantrums, because that's also something that we've been seeing more of just as she gets a little bit older. They are playing with a drum kit behind me. I'd have to show you that. Michael just pulled out he's a drummer, and he just pulled out his drum set. And yeah, they've been
one single snare drum.
It's a single
not a drum kit.
Sorry, a baby-friendly drum situation. Here, I'll show you what they're doing. tantrums. She'll do this thing where if she gets like mad or doesn't want to do what you say, or you tell her not to do something, she'll just like flop on the ground and act like it's some kind of traumatic, like she's very operatic about it. She'll flop and she'll cry, and yeah, it's really annoying. Yeah, so that's been like the least fun part about this age group, because she wasn't throwing tantrums even like 3 months ago, I don't think. Her sleep's been kind of hit and miss too. So as with the last update, she is still in her own bedroom.
You're showing off your fish butt.
And yeah, she's not in the camera though. There, a little bit. I caught her in the corner. Like, she has a great attention span for her age. She can, yeah. Like when we take her to the pool or like the water park, for example, she'll spend 20 minutes doing like one pouring activity. Like she'll just keep filling a bucket and then dumping it, filling a bucket and then dumping it in another bucket, like over and over and over. So she has a great attention span that way. And we're still not watching TV with her. Are you talking to the camera? We don't really watch TV with her at this age yet. For the most part, like under 2, there's no real benefit to it. I know there's a benefit to the parent though, like if you need the mental space. So sometimes Michael will watch a few music videos with her. He has on rotation, what is it, like What the Fox Say and Gangnam Style, which is a great video, by the way. I've watched it many times and it's excellent. There's another one that I'm not thinking. It's probably like Baby Shark or something super, super annoying. But yeah, so that's like pretty much the extent of her TV watching. And I don't know if that has any bearing on her attention span or anything like that, but it's just not a part of our daily rhythm. And at this point, I don't feel like it's a huge burden. Like I don't feel like I need those 20 minutes that I could get from planting her in front of the TV. I'm sure that will come when she's a little bit older. And the science is a little bit more mixed on older kids with TV. I feel like it's fairly clear with kids under 2, but again, I don't want to judge anyone who watches TV with their young children. It's just not something that's built into our routine. So that's that one controversial issue. What other controversial issues are like parenting is like the most controversial topic. Oh, breastfeeding. So that's something that we are still doing. At this point, not really for nourishment as far as I can guess. We've spent a few nights away from Jane recently, and like she's fine. Like she's fine without nursing, and she'd probably be fine if we weaned. We just haven't yet. We're probably gonna wean soon though. We were thinking like 2 years would be kind of our maximum, so we're kind of leaning towards before Christmas time, just because like it's already headed so far in that direction. At this point, she nurses mainly around like nap time and sleep time, and it's like a comfort thing. It's not like a necessary sustenance thing. So I hope you can hear them in the background, by the way. So yeah, that and like breastfeeding a toddler has its own set of hassles and annoyances, and she's pretty good. Like I don't have to deal with what some of my friends have to deal with their toddlers, but yeah, definitely. She does a lot of baby yoga. She'll like throw her legs up in the air and she like squirms around, and it's yeah. It's not. I remember when she was like 6 months old, and she would just like fall asleep nursing, and I would fall asleep. What are you doing? And yeah, that would not happen for either one of us anymore. It's not a restful experience. So yeah, that's gonna come to an end. Probably the next time I talk to you guys, we'll be all done with that. Why are you pointing at my stomach? What? Yes, that's my belly button. Where's your belly button? Days with her are busy. Like it's like you're going from the time she wakes up to nap, and then you get like a nice little hour or 2 reprieve, and then it's go time. It's not. I feel like the early days of having a baby, I just took for granted. Because we watched so much Netflix, because all you had was just this like little lump who didn't really do anything. And it was so hard because you're dealing with all this crying and stuff like that. But it's so much easier in retrospect when you're dealing with like a toddler who has moods and attitudes and things like that. So it's a really cool age, but it's also like a tough age.
But we still love her.
But we still... I think things will probably, I don't want to say this and have people tell me I'm horribly wrong, but I think things will probably be easier in a year or two, just because she'll be able to communicate better, and have just like maybe a tiny bit more impulse control. Deciding to film a video at, what is it, like 4:30 p.m. is like probably the worst decision, because there's something about that time between like 4 and 6. It's like in that period before supper, and they just get real cranky about everything. If I filmed this in the morning, she would be like the happiest kid. But maybe this also gives you like a more realistic glimpse into what it's like to wrangle an 18-month-old. So no regrets, I guess. Another thing that I thought I'd talk about is the relationship side of things, because having a baby is it creates an interesting challenge for a relationship. To put it lightly, but you start your relationship and it's just about the two of you, and then when you enter in a child, all of a sudden you're co-workers, you're not just partners. So I feel like that totally changes the dynamic. I appreciate your patience in following along this video. I'm going to have to wrap it up really soon, but I just wanted to make my one comment on the relationship thing. I feel like ever since she turned about a year old, we've turned a pretty major corner. Things have gotten a lot easier for us again as a couple, and we've been able to do things. So we went on a trip recently with just the two of us. It's a little bit of a road trip, and it was like a 2-night thing. So that was a pretty big deal to leave Jane for like over 48 hours. And we did a similar thing again this summer. So we've had some time away from her, and that's been really great for our relationship. Whereas when you have like a 3-month-old or a 9-month-old, it's not as easy to leave them with someone else. You totally could. But at least in her case, she was really attached to us. So wasn't really gonna happen, but we both have a lot more freedom now. She goes to a childcare facility a couple times a week, and she loves it. She has friends, she has buddies, like she's happy when I drop her off, and she's mad when I pick her up. So that's really nice too. We keep her schedule like pretty, I shouldn't say it's pretty full. It's not like we're super busy or anything, but we try to get her lots of opportunities to like see other kids, and she really enjoys being around other kids. So yeah, and it's the summer, so we've been doing lots of outdoor stuff. We've been going to the pool, the beach, lots of that stuff. So I'm gonna wrap up this video because we're gonna cook some supper and deal with a grumpy, probably slightly hungry child. Thank you for watching this video. I think the next time we'll do one is probably when she's about 2 years old, assuming I'm on top of things. So again, I appreciate you watching, and I love watching other people's baby update videos and stuff like that. So feel free to share me links if you also create videos like this. I like making friends and seeing who's doing stuff like that online. And yeah, all right, I'll see you probably next week. Bye guys.
Say bye to the camera. Bye.